It's all in owning an RV.
Okay guys, so we're having an issue with our leveling control panel. It's a Lippert control, and it seems like it happened. We did have a dead battery on the motor part of the coach. We replaced it. We initially went to bring up the jacks, and the left ones lifted. The right side only came up part of the way, so Tony had to finish lifting them manually. The hose system started blinking. Every light on the panel was blinking. And then once we got the full battery replaced and restarted the engine, then this row of lights here started blinking. So we're trying to troubleshoot right now. It's been going on for a couple of hours, and anything we try to do, we check the hydraulic fluid. It does seem to be related to the battery being dead previously, and we're trying to figure it out. So if we do, we'll let you know. We've checked the hydraulic fluid. We even stopped at an RV place on the way up here, and you know, they actually checked the hydraulic fluid for us and said that was fine. And so we're gonna keep going and trying to figure this out. So we'll let you know when we do.
All right, so we had an issue with our jacks. When we were at the house, they all didn't raise up. Only one side raised up and the other half didn't. So we had to manually raise the jacks. So we'll start from there. To manually raise the jacks on our automatic leveling system. This is our hydraulic system for leveling our system. For some reason, there is a control board that is in another panel, another compartment. It's in where the septic is for some reason, but they put it over there. So we found the control center, the brain of the leveling system, and they stated that it would be mounted on the roof probably somewhere of one of the compartments, and sure enough, it's in the septic compartment, and it's right up here. That's it right there. We unplugged all of that also and tried to reset it. But anyway, to manually operate your jacks, this is the motor. So you unplug, you take this little cap off, and that is a 1/2-inch nut. Okay, these are the individual, there's 4 of them. My 2 of them are in the back, 2 of them are here in the front. Each one is each of the jacks. So you disconnect the power. I'm not going to do it because my jacks are down. I don't want them to retract. You disconnect the power out of it, and then you will take an Allen wrench, and then you will turn it clockwise and screw it in until it stops. Once it stops, you take a drill and you put it on that 1/2-inch nut, and if you run it counterclockwise, it will raise the jacks up. If you run it clockwise, it will lower the jacks. So that's how you manually override your jacks. Now, our problem was once we did that, we had an error code on the control panel. We had one side of the lights were all blinking. We ended up calling tech support for the LCI Corporation. Very nice guy going on there. I was telling him my problem. He knew exactly what it was. He said, you have an up, down, left, right. We have 4 buttons for actually you push to manually level yourself. We had to push all 4 buttons at the same time and hold them for about 2 seconds. Once I pushed them all in, the lights went off, left it for 2 seconds, let go, everything was back to normal. We hit the power button to turn it on, automatic, and everything came back. Lesson for the day. I did, right after we did the jacks, I did get a low battery alarm on that panel. I'm thinking these batteries are bad also, which means we're going to replace 3 batteries. Ouch. That's like $500. Because also when we were coming down here, the refrigerator would not kick on. Some of the other electronics was flickering. I couldn't turn the 12-volt lights on, and also the radio would not come on because the radio is actually where my camera system is. That radio wouldn't come on either. So I'm thinking these batteries are dead, because once we got to going down the highway and we drove part of the way, we probably got what, 10-15 miles down the highway, bloop, the radio kicked on. So I think the engine running and the alternator was charging these up. So I think we also have an issue with, while we're connected with shore power into a power box, it is not charging these batteries. So I need to look into that. I need to look and make sure that when we're plugged in, that it charges these batteries. I guess I need to look at that for one. So yeah, looks like we might have battery issues too. So in an RV. So when we had the issue with the levelers, we were trying to troubleshoot what all went wrong. We knew we had a battery issue, so we replaced the battery, and that still did not eliminate the lights that were on the controller, on the control panel on here. So we pulled out the manual and started looking through the manual that came with the Thor, and it had some minor things in it, but little of no troubleshooting. Basically just how to operate it. I did go online and find a PDF file from the LCI company who makes this unit, and they had a PDF file, and it had a step diagram. It was very nice. It says, if you have these lights, do these steps, yes, no, whatever. We'll put a link to that down below, and that was very helpful. But it didn't have the situation that we had with what lights we had on. And finally, we just got to the point we didn't know what else to do. So we called LCI. It was actually during the week. So, and still during working hours, we got their tech support. And we were on hold for quite a bit. But as soon as the guy came online, and he was very helpful, he was very nice. I told him what was going on, and he said what lights are on the controller, and I told him what they were, and literally, to fix the problem, all you had to do was go to the control panel here in the RV. On ours, there's a left, right, up, and down button. There's 4 buttons that you use to control, and all we had to do was push all 4 of them down at the same time, hold them for about 2 seconds, let go, and it fixed it. That was all there was to it. So, literally, don't be afraid to call a manufacturer. Googling is good, but sometimes calling tech support, and at least they had a help desk. They had a call center that you could call, and that was nice. And he knew exactly what to do, and it was that easy. That's how you reset the system, is by holding all 4 of those buttons down at the same time for 2 seconds. And it resets the controller back out of a error fault mode. So that's what we did. Worked out. And as soon as we did that, we hit the on button, automatic, and the jack started going down. So when we leave tomorrow, hopefully, they'll go back up. So we'll see. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're having problems with your jack system, whether it's not going up and down, or you got some weird lights blinking on your control panel, I would highly suggest to first pull out your owner's manual and see if there's anything in your manual that came with your RV that's going to cover the very basics. Second, I would jump online, see if the manufacturer of your unit has a troubleshooting guide online that will cover more light situations and or how to manually remedy it manually to get you where you need to be. And worst goes to worst, call the manufacturer, see if they've got a help desk that you can talk to via phone and fix your problem. So those would be my suggestions in order, and hopefully you don't have as hard of a time as we did trying to get it fixed and whatnot. But everything worked out, and it's great. So we're hoping it's ready to go now. We hope that you don't have the issues that we had, and we want to make sure that you don't have as many problems as we did, because we're just trying to help everybody out that's out there to make a positive experience when you're out in your campers and your RVs. So get out there, have fun, and don't let it stress you out.